Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Arkadiusz Kotela. I have got the privilege to represent the G4S, the world's leading security company in the world. I want to thank you, Mr. Ali Khalil, for inviting G4S to be a part of this event. Today, I'm going to discuss the new approaches to aviation security training through the quality assurance and global view of the aviation security challenges and threats. I firmly believe that quality of the workforce is built upon and sustained through the continuous training. That's few words about myself. I've got a 20-plus aviation industry experience. I'm an aviation security instructor and a quality control auditor. I held a few managerial positions across the business. My expertise is international air transport sector operations, management and auditing, and also aviation security training and quality assurance. I'm also the specialist in the international air law. The scope of the presentation. During the introduction, I'm going to discuss the safe and secure aviation industry promotes and attracts business, aviation security training matters. I'm going to have a look at the ICAO Global Aviation Security Plan, which includes the concerns of the ICAO referring to the aviation security. And I'm going to discuss later on the threats and the global challenges we have to face currently as aviation security providers. I believe that aviation equals the economic growth. The safe aviation defends the freedom of operations, legitimates pursuit of prosperity and promotes the state, attracts new airlines and results in economic growth of the country. On the top of that, safe aviation security is coordinated, that every single part of the system is well coordinated and cooperate, integrated and layered. Aviation security goals at the moment is to detect, which means identify and discover possible gaps and vulnerabilities in the system. Deter is discourage people to attempt to commit acts of terror or acts of unlawful interference. Prevent and defeat. In case of the incident, we are ready to defeat and respond when necessary. Having a security operation and emergency response plan in place. Summarizing, the main goal, the crucial part is the training, which must include the aviation security training, which must include the outcomes from the quality control system and risk assessment results. Let's have a look at the demand of air travel in the following years. In 2016, as per IATA, we had 3.3 billion passengers, and expect demand in 2036, it's about 6.7 billion passengers, which is very promising. Looking at the 20 years growth outlook between 2016 and 36, the Middle East region is expecting the 5% increase, which gives us 322 million passengers increase. Looking at the statistic of Bayab International Airport, since we started securing the Baghdad International Airport in 2010, we can observe 339% increase since 2010. We serviced and secured 2,000,026 passengers in 2008. Having in consideration the yearly dynamic, we can expect to secure 4.2 million passengers in 2022. Looking at the flights departing from the Bayab Airport, we could observe the 279% increase since 2010. And we served the outgoing traffic about 20.3 thousand flights in 2008. The same, looking at the perspective in 2022, we can expect around 40,000 outgoing flights in 2022, which is quite impressive increase. Aviation security benefits. Having airports secured by the reputable and internationally recognized company as a G4S is, we can expect new airlines coming in, and securing the airport by G4S provides the confidence to airlines and passengers. G4S presents the highest standards of the aviation security and the quality assurance. As well, we are a strong propagator of the influential security culture, which is evidence that since 2010, when we take over the security at the Baghdad International Airport, no major incident has taken place. The partnership of Iraq's government and G4S promotes strong foundation for a trade and economic growth, which is the goal for everybody. Not only airport security operatives, but everyone involved directly or indirectly in the air operations requires proper aviation security training. How many times we've got to ask a question, how long have you been training staff this way? The common answer is for ages. That's that degrades the quality of the training. I can highlight few degradation factors like stagnancy in training, routine, sometimes negligence. There is no content evaluation, no incorporation of the current threats, and disconnection, which is important, between training and the quality. Effects which may affect the aviation security performance. Ineffectiveness in the training, low performance of our operatives, and low level of vigilance. The training is important. Well-trained staff, aviation security operatives, decreases likelihood of acts of unlawful interference at the airport. Let me move on to the ICAO concepts and concerns referring to the aviation security. ICAO indicates that airport transport is challenged by the several security risks, as evidenced by the following. 69 acts of unlawful interference were recorded between 2011 and 2016. 21 out of 69 incidents had fatalities, in total 884. Looking at the facility attacks, we get a number of 24 incidents, such as unlawful seizure, sabotage, and other acts, in the number of 12 incidents. The ICAO Global Aviation Security Plan expects 5 main outcomes, which is enhance risk awareness and response, develop security culture and human capability, improve technology resources and innovation, improve oversight and quality assurance, and increasing cooperation and support. I want to stress the sentence that level of protection deriving from the implementation of security training and quality assurance standard is only as strong as the weakest link in the global aviation network. I'm going to dive into the 3 areas of the global aviation security plan. First one, enhance risk awareness and response. We need to, first of all, understand the risk. Risk assessment is a crucial part of the process of assessment of the gaps, identifying the gaps and vulnerabilities. It must be, the reaction to that must be proportionate, sustainable, and we need to put in place effective measures. Undertaking the risk assessment, as I said, we need to identify gaps, identify vulnerabilities, and address issues. And also, in reaction to that, optimal use of the resources. G4S and ICAA proactive mindset are vital as a phase of managing risk by taking control and solving the problem in the right way. The second area I want to focus, referring to the Global Aviation Security Plan, is the development of security culture and human capability. Security still stays the top priority for everybody in the world. We need to present proactive mindset approaching the aviation security. We need to identify and reporting symptoms of threat, identify and report potential system gaps, and which is crucial for effectiveness of our performance is the line supervisor personnel. These people work side by side with the frontline operatives, and they are influential mentors and security culture promoters. A continuously trained, vigilant, well-motivated professional workforce is crucial for efficient security. G4S is a strong propagator of the security culture. This is the never-ending mentoring and coaching process. Of course, it wouldn't be possible to implement strong and robust security culture without the close cooperation with Iraqi civil aviation authorities. The third area I want to focus is improved oversight and quality assurance. The quality assurance and control system needs to be robust and effective. First of all, we need to close collaborate with the aviation authority, which means in our airport with the Iraqi Civil Aviation Authority. We improve constant advancement. We need to focus on performance monitoring, assessment, and reporting. The crucial part of the system is the rigorous threat and risk assessment. The implementation of the quality control and oversight system outcomes is essential for assuring the overall security picture. Now I'm going to move to the threats and global challenges in aviation security. I'm going to focus on the three groups. First one, social concerns approaching aviation industry. The common social concerns we can expect in the cities now, they are approaching to the airports. Human trafficking, it's becoming a very important part of the global challenges. Homeless, mentally ill, drug abuse, crime, and civil disobedience, we can observe that sort of social concerns everywhere in the world at the airport now, not only in the cities. The second area of concern is the international terrorism. Aviation remains an attractive target. Whatever happens at the moment still remains the attractive target. We've got active shooters, drones, and also insurgents regrouping under the new flags. I want to focus on the drones at the moment. Recently, we could notice that drones can be used to disrupt operations which may be very costful, like at the Gatwick Airport, when the activity of the drones caused a lot of financial disruption to the airlines, keeping airport closed for a few days. And the drones might be used as a weapon because the collision of the aircraft with the drone can lead to the catastrophic effect. The third area I want to talk about more is the insider threat. Let me bring few examples of the insider threat outcomes, like a contraband. 2014, Baggage handlers helped to smuggle 153 firearms, including AK-47. 2017, 6 employees smuggled cocaine to Europe. Bombing. 2015, Egypt, the Metrojet flight flying out from Sinai. 224 fatalities. Everybody on board got killed due to the bomb placed in the cargo hold. 2016, Somalia, Mogadishu, Dalao Airlines, 1 fatality, only terrorists got killed. Insider threat, it's not only the security personnel. There is a variety of individuals, including but not limited to the following categories. It might be an airline employee, former disgruntled employee. It might be a concession or restaurant employees, cleaning or catering crews, construction or maintenance crews, or the drivers of the taxi cabs or shuttle buses. We've got the 3 main aims of the insiders. First one, which is quite obvious, it's malicious. Insider seeks the way to distract operations or cause damages. Let me get back to the Gatwick Airport and the drone activities. The drone activities at the Gatwick Airport caused a significant profit loss. Complacement. The insider takes a lax approach to the policies, procedures, which results in the potential risk. Personnel who doesn't obey, who doesn't follow the procedures, may cause a big threat to the aviation. Unwitting. Insider is not aware of the security policies and procedures. Historically, everybody was focused on the malicious insider, which was quite obvious. And also, on the other hand, easy to detect, because malicious insider shows the symptoms being nervous or some malicious intentions in the back of his head. But complacement or even unwitting is very difficult to detect because they are not aware what they are doing. Of course, technology helps to identify potential risk, identifying prohibited or restricted items carried by the insider. But it's very difficult because the threat is a person, and the best solution to identify threat is a person, which means our staff. It's very difficult when the people when the person doesn't show the symptoms of being stressed, like complacement or unwitting person. It's very, very difficult to detect. We used to have a wrong assumption. When somebody doesn't alert the equipment, it doesn't mean that that person doesn't pose the threat to the aviation. We've got a few mitigation programs which should cover access control activity monitoring. We need to monitor everybody who comes, and if the personnel provides the correct access control, checking everybody. Recurrent background checks on employees, which is important, background checks, the criminal records, and so on. And the crucial part, reporting suspicious behavior. That's the part of the aviation security culture. We need to implement, and our personnel needs to keep it in the back of their heads, that if they see something suspicious, it needs to be reported. It's also the crucial part of the training. CCTV monitoring, training at all, and incident response protocols. We can also provide some campaigns which mitigate risk of the insider threat. Computer activity monitoring, referring to the cyber threat and disclosure of sensitive information. We can propagate security culture, sending emails to the workforce addressing the insider threat. We might implement the clearback protocol, avoiding smuggling of prohibited items for any of the employees. and also the reward program for reporting suspicious activity, just to encourage people to report suspicious behavior of the passengers, and the formalized insider threat policies and procedures for the organization. How to recognize insider threat, how to train our staff to recognize them, and also how to respond if the insider threat appears, and suggestion boxes. A conclusion. Aviation security training, as I said many times today, is critical, making the aviation business safer and more attractive for travelers. Airports secured by a reputable and internationally recognized company as a G4S is, convince passengers and airlines to operate, traveling with passengers to Iraq. Possible financial costs to the state, airlines or other stakeholders of the terror attacks and security breaches are significant. Highly trained employees being vigilant and security aware is the must to mitigate the risk and possible consequences of terror attacks. Incorporating risk assessment, threat analysis, quality control outcomes into aviation security training is recommended as a standard set by the international aviation lawmakers and the industry leaders as the G4S is. Effective aviation security training is a critical part at all levels of civil aviation. Not only talking about the third-party security provider, but all entities involved directly or indirectly in aviation business, like airlines, ground handling agents, secure supplier chain entities. G4S is a persistent implementer of the aviation security standards, which wins, attracting new airlines, businesses to invest in passenger and goods traffic and development of modern aviation business centers, which might be brought to Iraq to develop the business. I'm going to bring up the sentence from the beginning of my presentation that the quality of the workforce is built upon and sustained through the continuous training. It wouldn't be possible to implement strong security culture without the close cooperation with Iraqi Civil Aviation Authority. Our partnership benefits. G4S works side by side with ICAO, propagating security culture, delivering the robust, layered, and effective, as well as fail-proof security system, in which, among others, influential security culture, advantageous training, continuous quality assurance and risk management, high standards are our priorities. Continuing partnership between G4S and Iraqi Civil Aviation Authority brings measurable effects, showing steep upward trend of the passenger traffic over the last 8 years when G4S has been securing the Baghdad International Airport. Moving forward together, G4S and Iraqi Civil Aviation Authority will be able to achieve more by promoting Iraq as a secured and safe place to visit, to run the business, and furthermore, safe place to invest capital in development for all the prosperity of Iraq and its citizens. Now I'm going to play a short video for you, ladies and gentlemen.